Kitchen Unlocked. Here, everything is made by kids just for you guys, like vlogs, crafts, skits, magic tricks, and we also made our scripts, our logo, music, segments, and more, which is really cool. We have two groups, the juniors and the seniors. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Epic Generation, follow all our social medias, and don't forget to go on our website, epicgeneration.ca. Now let's get started.
Hey Epic Generation kids, it's me, Marco, and since it's Filipino Heritage Month, I'm going to be talking about a Filipino sport called arnis and sticks. And also, I'm going to show you 12 strike techniques. Come on, let's go!
Arnis is the national martial arts sport of the Philippines. It is also known as Eskrima and Kali. This sport emphasizes weapon-based fighting, which is done using knives, bladed weapons, sticks, and various improvised weapons. The primary weapon is a rattan stick called a cane or a baston, which varies in sizes but usually 28 inches in length.
That's the 12 striking technique. Hope you enjoyed! Bye!
Now that we're back, it finally is the beef or pork is tender. Lola's gonna mix the tamarind base mix with and also the vegetables.
First, I had to put the radish and boil it for about 10 minutes. Then after 5-10 minutes, I gonna put the bok choy. I'll start with the hard part of the bok choy. Let it boil. Second part of the bok choy all together with my banana pepper, then with my cabbage. Let it boil and I'll cover it for 5-10 minutes while boiling to soften some vegetables. Then after 5-10 minutes, I will mix with the tamarind soup base mix. As I said earlier, you can put the tamarind soup base mix according to your taste. Then I'll season it with some salt. Again, it's always according to your taste. And then I'll let it boil. And once it boils for about 5 minutes, then I'll turn off the stove because I want to keep the crispiness of the vegetables, and I don't want the vegetables to get soggy.
This is our final product. Delicious sinigang. Well, now we're done. Bye!
Hi, Miss Chat. I know that you're a fashion designer in the Philippines, but lately you've been getting into making PPEs. How did you get into that?
Hi, Gabby. Yes, I'm a fashion designer here in the Philippines, and I've been into this business for more than 2 decades already. PPE is it's a personal protective equipment. So one of the equipment in PPEs are the isolation gown. Since I already have the resources, I have the manpower, and then I decided now why not to try making the isolation gown, since it's also a garment. It's a very simple piece of protective equipment. So I guess it won't be that too hard for my people to shift from what I normally do to making a PPE. So for me, I see it as a great opportunity, not for my company, but for those people who are in need, most especially the frontliners or the health workers.
Is there any PPEs for kids?
We are now introducing our new product, isolation gown for children. This is Amara. She's my daughter. She's 3 years old, and she's wearing one of our product. It comes with a mask too, ages from 3 to 5 years old. So the size that we made is really special for those age bracket. Of course, we cannot avoid, there are some emergencies that they needed to be brought to dental clinic or hospitals.
Oh, so cute. Are there any different designs?
There's a variety of pattern, and there's also a variety of the print of materials that we have. It all depends on, who's their favorite characters.
How do the kids react when they see the PPEs?
Oh, they really love it. They have so much fun wearing the lab gowns because it's like there's a feeling that they're also a doctor or a dentist. There's also a matching gown for the moms. So it's really cute, actually. It's really fun, and you get a very light mood in a dental or in a medical setup.
Do you think you'll be making PPEs from now on?
Well, I don't really wish to keep on doing the PPEs because it would only mean that we still have the danger of COVID-19. I could probably still make a lighter kind of protection for our frontliners, but I really wish it's just their normal wear, like a scrub suit or the doctor's lab gowns or the lab coat. But I hope that soon, there will be no more demands for PPEs. I will still go back to what I normally do, like gowns. I do wedding gowns to keep women pretty, to keep them wearing nice clothes.
Thank you, Miss Chat, for your time. I hope next time we can talk about your gowns and dresses. Bye!
My name is Tia and I am Filipino-Canadian. Now being both Filipino and Canadian is awesome! But being a Filipino-Canadian has its pros and cons. So without further ado, let's roll this! Yeah! Discounts. A pro of being Filipino is when you go to the Philippines, you blend in with the residents. And you seem to be able to negotiate better discounts. Can I have one small bowl of sinigang and one large bowl, please?
That will be 10 pesos.
Okay. When your Canadian dad comes along, suddenly the discount changes.
That will be 500
Thanks
pesos.
a lot, Dad.
Sorry.
As a Filipino, my mom has many Filipino friends. And those friends sometimes invite us to parties and barbecues. And I love Filipino food.
Hey Tita, what are you cooking? I'm cooking some barbecue. Huh? Oh, you know the barbecue. Barbecue on a stick. Ow! Yum! I can't wait, Tita.
But when Lola serves the food, it goes something like this. What would you like, Han?
Some pancit, please.
Pancit? Okay.
Oh, that's enough. That's enough, Lola. Thank you.
Huh? No. You're too skinny. If you want to grow taller, you must have more pancit.
No, Lola, that's okay. I'm not that hungry.
No, you need much more. Much more pancit. Now, adobo? You want adobo now? Okay, more adobo. I mean, come on, Lola. I'm not that hungry. Tagalog. Like I said, we often get invited to parties. But sometimes those parties are with the Filipino community. And we get to meet plenty of new people. And sometimes those Tagalog. Oh, hey anak! No, my name's Nag-enjoy ka ba? Kamusta ang handa? Ang sarap ng adobo, no? Pardon? And that's a wrap! I hope you enjoyed my skit today. Could you relate to any of those? Because I sure did. Happy Filipino Heritage Month and Canada Day! Bye!
Generation kids, today I'll be talking about coconuts. The coconut nut is a giant nut. Wait, is this a nut? No! It is a drupe, which means it is a fleshy fruit with thin skin. The coconut is said to be the tree of life. Why, you may ask? Because from the fruit to the leaf, the whole tree is useful. From beauty to health, even kitchen supplies, slippers, oil. Everything's useful, especially during summer. Look, we even have charcoal coconut for barbecue. And my necklace, you see this here? These beads are made out of coconut. Philippines is actually one of the largest exporters of coconut products all around the world. Did you know the best variety of coconut is found in the Philippines? It is called macapuno. Macapuno is a mutated coconut. The meat inside feels like jelly. Macapuno was discovered by Edwin Copeland. It's a coconut. It's a fruit. It's a coconut. It's the tree of life.
Hi, it's Emma. Guess what? It's Filipino Heritage Month, and since Canada Day is coming up as well, I decided to make an artwork to show that I'm proud being a Filipino-Canadian.
So firstly, I start to draw the maple leaf to represent Canada. So now you can see that I start to draw the Philippine flag inside. After outlining, I start to fill the maple leaf with the colors blue, red, and yellow. So I hope you enjoyed. Bye! has 7,107 islands. Wow, that's so amazing! Maglakbay tayo in one of the islands in the Philippines, the Negros Occidental, the land of sugar cane. Cane means tubo.
Once the tubo are ready to harvest, they load it on a truck and transport it to the central for sugar production.
Madamo kids, salamat!
Is the pop, I put in the lock. It's a pop. Grab your key and put it in the lock. Boom! Magic everywhere now.
Hi, Miss Danny. Thank you for joining our meeting. What is the difference between the bahay kubo and the normal house in the Philippines?
Most of the houses in here looks kind of like in the States already. But the bahay kubo, it is actually very fit for our tropical country because it's very hot in here. So if we just use the bahay kubo, it's gonna decrease the carbon footprint or what makes our environment really bad. So for a lot of this carbon emissions actually come from construction of houses that are not fit for the environment.
What are the main materials you need for bahay kubo?
Usually, when we see bahay kubo, we use nikahat, anahaw, and all these indigenous materials from the Philippines. But in our 21st bahay kubo, we're using almost the same materials as modern houses like cement, steel, fabricated wood, and all that. It's just that we create these products from sustainable materials. Like instead of using the usual wood, we use bamboo because they're more water resistant and they're actually cooler than other trees that's used for making bahay kubo.
Why is bahay kubo a symbolic in the Philippines? What does it mean to Filipinos?
So actually, bahay kubo goes back way before we were colonized by the Spaniards. Our houses back then were lying straight. Before, there was no sense of hierarchy between the Filipinos. Everyone is equal because that's one of our values as ancient Filipinos. They believe in unity, that no one is higher than the other. It also shows the way we work. Bahay kubo is elevated from the ground, right? Like there's a space underneath. It's not touching the soil. Our ancestors, they respect the land so much that they don't want it touching. So they use that for planting. So it is actually a source of living for them as well.
In the modern bahay kubo, do you have the vegetables mentioned in the song Bahay Kubo, like sitaw, pataw, patangi, or do you have less vegetables?
Okay, so just a trivia. Do you know that all of the vegetables mentioned in the Bahay Kubo are not actually indigenous in the Philippines, meaning they're not originally from the Philippines? These are the vegetables that are brought about by the trade. We were part of the silk trade before, so there are boats coming into the Philippines, and we're exchanging with a lot of people. So when you were asking about, is the modern bahay kubo going to have all these fruits, all these vegetables? Yes, we could actually plant that based on what you like to eat, because not all of these vegetables can be planted all at once. So for example, sitaw does not grow on this kind of harsh weather, so there's a season for every plant. So we have to follow the planting cycle.
Is bahay the Tagalog word for house?
No, it's not. It actually is it came from balangay, which is the barangay. So that's more of the area, but the Tagalog word for house or for home is actually tahanan. And tahanan came actually, the root word of tahanan is tahan. And maybe your parents or your mom would say this when you were crying as a kid, tahan na, or stop crying. So tahanan is actually more of comforting a child, a place of comfort, a place where you can cry, a place where it's more than the place. It's really the people that you're with. So I hope that amidst the pandemic and everything that's happening right now, all the racism, all these things, all the wars, that we will be able to find our tahanan wherever we go, and we may be able to bring tahanan wherever we go as well.
Thank you, Miss Danny, for coming here and your time, and we appreciate it.
1 to 10 in Filipino?
Isa,
Isa,
dalawa,
dalawa,
tatlo,
tatlo,
apat,
apat,
lima,
lima,
anim,
anim,
pito,
pito,
walo,
walo,
siyam,
siyam.
10.
Ooh, yay! I have another question, Nana.
Ano?
My mommy says to eat this food. It's called balot. What's inside of it?
Kiteng maliit.
Chicken?
Mm.
Baby chicken! I don't like the chicken. I have another job for you in Ilocano.
Sige.
Knock knock.
What's that?
Dakil.
Dakil who?
Dakil ubod mo! That's me! In English, your butt is big! Or fat! Bye! This is the dress worn by the tribes of Bukidnon. Bukidnon is a province in the island of Mindanao, where my mama is from. We visited last year and it was a long way from Zambales. Zambales is another province of the Philippines, in the island of Luzon. It was our first time traveling to the Philippines and it took forever. So we took an airplane from here, Toronto, Canada, to Manila, Philippines. Our Uncle John picked us up from the airport and brought us to Zambales. It took hours. I fell asleep a lot of times. Then we saw our Lula Nanang, uncles and cousins, and baby Ethan, and we stayed for a couple of days. Then we traveled to Bukidnon. We rode again on a plane to Davao City to go to Bukidnon. It was a short flight and our mommy police picked us up. We passed a town where it is so foggy and cold and felt like we are back in Canada in fall. So we arrived in Bukidnon in my mama's hometown and have a visit with our Lola, aunties and uncles and a lot of cousins. They were excited to finally meet us. My cousins Ella and Sabi gave me this dress. Bukidnon is the home of the Philippine cowboy. And they also have the biggest pineapple plantation in the Philippines. Bukidnon is a big place. You are correct, Ate. And remember, we rode a real horse and I sang Old Town Road while riding it. It was so much fun! Until next time, we'll share our Zambales story.